Retard. Retard.
Right, that was a short intro. Hello, everyone. There we go. Hola, hola. Hello, Mark. How you doing? Yoda. What's the matter? Why angry face? Silent Hunter, hello to you. Eagle Motion, guten Abend. Wie geht's? Kontoauszug. Hier hast du deine wunderschöne Livery. It's just saying, Kontoauszug made this livery. I'll show you a bit more detail in a second. Thank you much, Kontoauszug, for that. And yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Luke, hello. Vukistos, hello. Adrico, buenas noches. Sapphire, hello to you as well. Theo, all very warm welcome. Mate, hello to you as well. And Alberto, good evening. So what are we up to today? We are testing the latest fly-by-wire mod. So experimental version, that is. And we'll see, maybe we're going to get some SEPA DLC. I would love to try that out here in the fly-by-wire mod. Hey, Wingflex, hello to you. JD, hello to you as well. A bit too lazy to backspace. Okay. Right. Hey, Motosuwa, nice to see you. How are you doing? Right. So if I go 5, it should render the textures properly again. Right, nice. Yeah, so we are simulating morning hours, so we're not on live time. Hey, Danny, good evening to you as well. So we are simulating early morning flight from Cologne, Bonn to Palma de Mallorca. Pretty much I would say, pretty standard routing. Cologne, Bonn is known as a touristic kind of hub, also a hub for freight. But yeah, same for tourist destinations. And of course, you have all the usual suspects: EasyJet, Ryanair, Eurowings, TUI, obviously, Condor, I think as well. Hey, United, nice to see you. How are you doing? How's it going? Took the A319 to Manchester. It's still breezy today. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it was breezy here as well. Let me just try to see if that works. Right. So it does not automatically update yet. Okay, so I need to, guys, my dear moderators, can you remind me, please, from time to time, to update my AskBot screen so that I get the questions. Yeah, exactly. Right, let's hop into the aircraft. We are currently live on VATSIM, and we actually have tower control. And we have ATIS as well. Very nice. Happy to see that. Good. That means I can actually go ahead. Let's do the init request here. Hey Voyager, moin, wie geht's? Then we're going to go ahead and go to menu, ATSU, AUC menu, ATIS. Again, since I fly this aircraft rarely, I don't really remember all the time. So sending, didn't have a prompt there, but it apparently did go out. Okay. So the routing seems to have uploaded fine. That's nice. That looks proper. In the A page, so I've got Ibiza as the alternate. We record Eurowings 72 Foxtrot, Cosnex 15, level 360. Don't need to the iris in it. Alignment has finished. Now I may put in the average wind, which is plus 65. So let's see, is that playing for me? It's not, so I need to restart my chat bot. Oh, nice, Kontoauszug, yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, and Kontoauszug, you're flying along as well, right? Yeah, good catch. No, it's an hour 45, nonetheless, Yoda, so Flight time, even at an hour 53 it says. It's not a short one. The second flight, there we go. The second flight in the Cessna 172 is going to be a bit longer as well. We're doing two things today. First flight is obviously from here to Palma de Mallorca, and then we're going to go do a second stream later on where we're going to fly in X-Plane 11, the newest Cessna 172 from Airfoil Labs. And Brennald actually texted me today and said, "Hey, did you see the new Cessna 172 from Airfoil Labs?" And I said, "No." And I had a look at it and I thought, wow, that is incredible with its detail. It reminds me a little bit of Toto's Challenger 650, and you'll see what I mean later on when we fly the Cessna. Oh, Motosua.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Wow, Motosua, that is so kind of you. Motosua, thank you so much for the £10. What do you mean not much? It's a lot. Thank you so much. And you're right, so not much, but thank you for everything, buddy. My pleasure. Motosua, please, by all means, I am having such a blast flying shared cockpit with you, so, you know, don't worry. We'll do lots of new flights in the future. I've really caught on to the shared flight thing. I've caught that shared flight virus, as they say. And, yeah, so we'll do lots of shared flight in the future. Especially since it has really caught on with a lot of people now. There's a lot of people in beta now. And I've not heard anyone. Well, I've heard one or two who had difficulties getting it to run with their X-Plane 11, but overall, I know, right? It is a drug. I mean, it's fantastic. So I know a lot of people are enjoying it from the beta testers. Let me just quickly go here in my Nightbot to see what to get the call-ups correct. Cologne to Cologne, to Mallorca, to X-Plane 11. So not X-Plane 1 like I wrote initially, it's X-Plane 11. Airfoil Labs. See. Yeah. Give me a second. Hold on. Yeah, good. DCL is running. Wink, wink. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Flaps C172 from. Now we're gonna fly with the C172 from Goodyear to Sedona. That's going to bring back some cool memories for me. So let's see today. Oh, you took glider. How? Oh wait, hey, Motosua, is thermals, or are thermals actually simulated in Microsoft right now? Hey Lee, nice to see you. Lee, did it work? Did you get a message regarding admittance to the beta team? So yes and no. Okay, so I guess the heat thermals probably not, but the I would guess the upwind at a mountain ridge, so it's kind of ridge flying, that would work. Right, I'm gonna go to ATSU AOC menu, weight and balance. So let's request the values. So we're full house today, 172 passengers. I'm gonna start boarding. Oh, that's instant. Okay, that's fine. So with zero fuel weight, 61.2. Oh, it did. Okay, Lee. Right, so yeah, Lee, let me know next weekend, coming weekend. I don't want to bother you during the week because you got school. Oh, look at that rotating door there. How cool is that? People here. That is a really nice scenery here. That's incredible. Excellently, excellent. Yeah, I'm glad that works. A big shout out to JSnap that it works so quickly. Fantastic. Yeah, so let me know. Yeah, on stream possibly, and let me know if it works on the weekend. Right, cool. Let's do the following. Let's start the APU. And before I go on with anything else, let me go ahead and request a PDC then. So I've never done this before in here. Connection. Now this is the thing. I've already connected through the EFB, so Hoppy is connected. Normally I don't need to do this. So normally I would go into the ATSU, AOC menu, depart request, Cologne to Palma, ATIS information. What's the ATIS frequency? It's 32.125. Let's try that. 125. Thank you much, Lee. Yeah, wonderful. And hey, Len, how are you doing? Nice to see you. 32.125. Let's listen.
Lufthansa 8 Kilo Mike, contact Tower 118 decimal 3.
Tower 118 decimal.
50 Zulu. Expect ILS approach runway 32 right, runways in use 32. Transition level 70, attention. Departure frequency for all departing aircraft is long and radar on frequency 135.350. Wind 300 degrees 20 knots. Gusts up to 31 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers clouds. Broken 2,700 feet. 2.2 QNH 1007 trend temporary. Wind 300 degrees 20 knots. Gusts up to 30 knots. Information Yankee. Out. Coel.
So that was Yankee. Oh. Hey, Pandafly, nice to see you. 1 to 2.8. Right, so there we go. Let's get Yankee Station. Station. Do I have to put that in here? Let's try that. Is it Kölle Hilal or Kölle Alaf? Oh god, I'm not going to touch that subject. I don't want to be getting it wrong, and then I'm in big trouble here. They don't find that funny at all if you get that wrong. So no, let's not go with that. No, not going to do it. No, forget it. I don't trust you guys. If you tell me Alaf, it's probably going to be Hilal. No, it's Kölle Alaf, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is Kölle Alaf. Yeah, I think so, but. No, forget it. No, you got to meme me. I know you guys. No, I don't trust you. Sorry, but lessons learned. Lessons learned. Yeah, exactly. Right? With Carnival, the fun stops. Right, let's try that. Hello is Düsseldorf. Okay, so yeah, I have.
Lufthansa 17, contact line radar 120 decimal 8, goodbye.
So I'm definitely. I'm definitely not going to touch that subject. Forget it. Hey Alex, good evening. So let's try. Did we get actually an ATIS received messages? Oh, we did. Oh, that was X-ray. Okay, cool. So that does work. 3 2. Oh! Wow. Wow. Wow, look at that. How cool is that? So let's go to page plus. So page 2, page 1. So PDZ 02. Yeah. Give me a second. Hold on. Right. So PDC 2 cleared to Lepa, Palma, Mallorca. Runway 32 right via Kumik 1 Charlie. Departure 3-2.
Lang, good evening. Delta
Right.
Charlie India in the X-ray at flight level 240.
1 Charlie. Insert.
Delta Charlie India, India, X-ray
Squawk
runway, good evening, guidance.
2022. That is on. Fantastic. 2022. Wilco. Send. Now that's green. Sending, and we're going to make sure that normally we get received by ATC, so let's have a look if that comes along as well. There we go. Send. Close. Right, now if you, this is the thing, if you ever wonder, okay, now the message is gone, how do I find it? I want to print it out. Just go to ATC.com and then message record. And there you have your messages, and then you can print it out. So that will be the ATIS. So first of all, we got information X. That was X-ray. But I wanted to see QNH. QNH was 1006. I think it was 1007 with the latest ATC. So there we go. There's
Lang, good day. Eurowings 86, pressing 3000 for 5000.
so there is
Eurowings 86, wrong frequency, 3135.
the clearance, and they can actually scroll through the different messages there. Look at that. Right. So clearance received, clearance confirmed. That is now properly done.
Eurowings 86, confirm 135.35.
That's really cool. I like it. So there we go. That's very nice. Next frequency 124975. We actually have, do we have ground?
17 on my frequency.
124975. There we go. That's tower, isn't it? 124975. Let's do this. 24975. Hey, yes, we just started the stream. Exactly. Just about 15 minutes ago. Oh, I love this. This is coming along very nicely. Hats off to the fly-by-wire team. Loving it.
German Sky 990, cross runway 24 via Alpha, continue to holding point 32 right via Alpha 2.
Lol.
Cross runway 24 via Alpha, continue Alpha 2, holding point 32 right, German Sky 990.
How can this be? How is MCK actually on tower here in Cologne? Do they get a joint rating for Cologne and Frankfurt? How does... like, huh? I did not expect to hear his voice here, to be honest. Pro ATC. Right, one more thing to do though. Let's go through the pages. So init A page filled out. We've got the init B page now filled out. Block fuel. That's something we have to do still. So block fuel. I did order a little bit extra fuel, about 20 minutes, just in case it's busy into Mallorca. So 7.5. Actually, it's a long taxi. Well, it's a Neo, so 7.5 is fine for block fuel. So let's put 7.5. Right, refuel. Well, that's 7.6 is fine. So 7.6. It's radio overboost. Lol. So 7.6 goes in there, and the alternate fuel for Ibiza is 1.1. Right, 1.1. 1.1 is going to go in there. Right, there we go. Now we've got the fuel. For Palma de Mallorca, we want arrival. We're going to expect the 24 left Zulu. Now, depending, I think we've got 3 miles.
German Sky 990, behind, next landing, Airbus Chicago 747-400,
I don't know why
1.5 mile
left.
final land for 32 right
so it should be
behind.
24 left, if I'm not
Behind next
completely
landing,
mistaken.
Boeing 747-400, Solana runway 32 behind German Sky 990.
Yeah, that's going to be 224 for sure, yeah. There's going to be the Lunic arrival, and I would assume it's going to be the 3 mic or something. Two Papa, 2 kilo. Let's go 2 Papa then. All right, let's take this one via Cap de Pera. There we go. So now I'm going to clear that out. close that. There we go. And that looks good. So A page, B page, flight plan, RATNAV for departure. Now departure, we did get the Kumik 1 Charlie departure.
Chicago 2 Whiskey Papa left of turn left on Alpha.
To my left turn on Alpha, Whiskey Papa.
So let's go. Hey, Mr. Flatout. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yes, I have that. Yeah. Sapphire, let me just check.
We're on Alpha 4.
But I'm pretty sure I set a
Chicago 2
HOTAS profile
Alpha stand Foxtrot 25.
for the fly-by-wire, and I set the sensitivity. Hold on, that's not it. For the
Foxtrot
joystick.
Via Alpha 4.
Yeah, so minus 30 in the y-axis. I did set that. Yeah, all good. So departures, the Kumik 1 Charlie departure.
Jim Sky 990, wind 300 degrees, 30 knots, maximum 31 knots from Alpha to runway 32, right clear for takeoff. Bye bye.
Good right clear takeoff, Jim Sky 990, bye bye.
And so we're gonna go climb towards Lima Juliet. So I can put Lima Juliet in here already. That's gonna be beacon. So RATNAV, Lima Juliet, port that ADF2, 365, which is correct. So towards Lima Juliet. Then at 1.8 KBO, so we're going to do KBO in here as well. KBO 1215 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Then with or 700 feet, whichever is later, turn right, intercept Gemminghausen 242 radial at course 062 because Gemminghausen is there.
Chicago 2
so Golf Mike Hotel as well.
Left on Alpha and then
Golf Mike
turn right
Hotel,
into stand Foxtrot 25.
15-4, correct. Until 21.1 Gemminghausen, right turn, intercept Vipper, 106 radial to Pordip. So that's going to be outbound. I'm going to set that later on if necessary. Ball notes, noise abatement route for aircraft up to 98 tons only. That's what we have. So we're allowed to fly this. Climb gradients of at least 5.1% until 3,000 feet. Neo, no problem. I think it's isn't it Aerosoft? I think it's Aerosoft Cologne, and the scenery for Palma today is going to be Justin. Justin. Good. 5,000 feet. We'll go into the box as well. So let's. Oh, it's already in there. 5,000. Cool. So we've done the RATNAV setup. What I'm going to do though is put this on ADF. So now I have Lima Juliet ADF indicating on the nav display and KBO for the initial turn. So B page filled out already. Now performance. We don't have a performance calculator yet, do we? So. Gonna leave. Gonna do standard. Hey, Lilo Pilot, how are you doing? Do you have an HDR monitor? I have it, and it's amazing. I do actually. Yes, the 2K here is HDR. I would need to check that settings though, because I don't think I have it active right now. Flying Paul, I want to hear your feeling about the updated flight model. Is there anything, Paul? Do you know? Is there anything I need to set in the options regarding? Flight model. Because I get confused sometimes. Legacy? No. What do I have to put in here? Hey Geep, nice to see you. So there's a legacy or there's a modern. Legacy is the Microsoft one, isn't it? And modern means stay in modern. I thought so. All right, go back, cancel, go back, discard. Right. Cool. So regarding the performance, just a little bit of theory knowledge, guys. Just a little bit. I'm not going to bore you to death. Don't worry. You know that I always talk about 3 cases that we need to calculate, or in real life we would calculate for takeoff. Now, obviously, for a jet, you have to make sure, especially a twin-engine jet, that, or same for twin-engine prop, so commercial or airliners, they have to make sure that if an engine fails, they can still climb out with the current conditions, environmental conditions, i.e. weather, and with the current weight of the aircraft. And so nothing is done by chance, right? It's calculated, and you have some buffer in that. Now, we know that it's going to be the field length limit calculations. That is very complicated. I'm not going to touch that for right now. The second case would be a average climb value you need to manage. And then there is the third case, which is quite interesting because it's affecting the climb out. So not climb out, obstacle. The obstacle limitation. So this case is actually the most interesting one in the sense of having an engine failure after V1, and you have those 4 segments that you need to consider, and a 2-engine aircraft obviously has a huge penalty when an engine fails. And so obviously initially the first segment is from 35 feet to gear up. That's the first segment. Climb speed will be V2. The second segment, and that's what's the most limiting, and when you have some calculus like TopCat, or I think it was the FS Labs, it showed you sometimes, or sometimes you find the note second segment limited, and that's what it's referring to, because it's the longest segment in the climb, so it needs from gear up to your engine out acceleration altitude. It doesn't have to be 1500 feet, it can be a bit different, but most often you'll find that 1500 feet, and that value is actually represented here. So when you look at your infos from our website here regarding the engine out case, 3 to right, 1900 feet, we would put the 1900 feet in here, right? And that represents, rounded up, 500 feet above the ground, 1500 feet above the ground. So that's this point here. So this is the second segment climb, and you need to clear all the obstacles by 35 feet dry, and on top of that you'll have a 0.8% buffer. So the gross flight path is obviously above the net flight path, so the net flight path has to clear all the obstacles in the second segment. Oh, you can't see, sorry, hang on, there we go. Yeah, sorry, yeah. So you can see that here it's the net flight path that is being looked at, and all the obstacles in that second segment have to be considered, not just vertically, but also laterally. And laterally, if it's a straight out engine failure path, it will start. So that sector where the obstacles are being looked at is starting at the runway end and 300 feet left and right of center line. That sector opens up by 12.5% until it reaches 3,000 feet left and right of the center line. So obviously, if you don't track the center line correctly and you go outside of those 3,000 feet, i.e. 1,000 meters, then you are getting into uncharted territory, meaning you could fly into obstacles because they are not considered. Right, so only obstacles in that engine out path are considered. So that's, again, this path here, and 35 feet net plus 0.8%, that gives you a gross flight path, and that has to be manageable with the current weights, environmental conditions, and the thrust setting. So the third segment, in case you're interested, the third segment is obviously the takeoff thrust acceleration, so acceleration phase, so that's with takeoff thrust still, until we reach slats flaps up, and then we continue climb with MCT, so max continuous thrust, with the final climb speed, and that will be green dot for us. And that again has to always clear the obstacles by at least 35 feet. All right. Important thing is this part here. So the engine out acceleration, you can increase that, and we do that sometimes. We may increase that depending on aircraft weight to MSA, for example, minimum safe altitude, so that we can accept turns once the engine is secured and we've got the flaps up. Then we could turn, already getting radio vectors. But there's a time limit. So takeoff thrust set to the MCT max continued thrust, that's 10 minutes in case of engine failure. That's your limit. So obviously you can't increase that engine out acceleration altitude indefinitely. You have to respect the 10-minute max takeoff thrust setting. So there we go. So that's the second segment, obstacle limited weight. That's one of the 3 cases that's always been considered when you do your takeoff calculations. So hope everyone's still awake. So when you have your calculators, wherever it is, so be it in the Phoenix, in the FS Labs, you name it, TopCat, whatever you use, theoretically that's exactly what's being done in those calculations. I am going to select flaps 1 today, trim, I'll have a look in a minute. Flex temperature, I'm going to take 55 and then just take the standard speeds. SMD, yeah, I know, I think you wrote last time several times that your dad is a pilot. I can see you're very proud of him. It's very nice. Yeah, so happy landings to him. Safe flights. Good, so 1310, 1310 is the thrust reduction for both engines and acceleration for both engines, also 1310. So it's the NDP 2 case. And last thing then to do is we'll have a look again at the CG at ASM mini weight and balance, and it says well, pretty much 24.8, although is there any reference here? Overview, fuel, no there isn't, is there? No. So we'll take 25%, that's fine. So 25% will be round about up 0.2 or something. So put up 0.2. Guys, okay, don't pull his leg. Come on, guys, be nice. All good. Right, so... Oh, it's starting to rain. GG. Cool. We got our clearance. We've just gone through the pages here. Performance, secondary flight plan. We can't do that yet, so we'll leave that open as is. The only thing we can do, I think, is we can go into the fixed info page and do our engine out procedure, 3-2 right, and it says we are supposed to fly 4 miles KBO, then right turn to Whipper. So initially it's going to be track 316, so radial 316, then it's going to be KBO in there, and that's 4 miles KBO. So it's a special procedure, so not standard, it's actually a special AOCID that we have to follow laterally, very important. And then we go Whiskey Yankee Papa there. Motosuma, yeah, sure, send some over. I'm hungry. All right, good. A320neo, no technical issues. We have a takeoff weight of 68.6 tons, landing weight expected 64.3, fuel 7.6, and that is distributed nicely, evenly. A bit of extra fuel, about 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how we manage our... Oh, actually, hang on, we got a bit more. Tail 065. Let's put the average wind in here. Little background knowledge as well. If you put the average wind in here, so you don't do the wind data for the legs, so you go data winds, that's not implemented here yet. So if you put the average wind in here, that is for the for the climb, cruise, and descent phase, but it does not take into account the alternate phase. So now we got a bit more extra. I would say about a ton of extra fuel should be fine. There we go. So we've got the performance, 3 to right, full length, flex 55, flaps 1, sweep 35, 36, 40, transition 5000, NADP 2, engine out 1900. We checked the routing. Actually, what we can do though is we've got waypoints, so we can do the following. Let me see if I can find the overlay. There we go. So here's the overlay, meaning we can check the waypoints accordingly. So we'll check Delta Kilo 041, 700 or above, correct. Delta Kilo 035, max 210, correct. Delta Kilo 038, correct. Then we've got Pordip, and then we go to Kumik. So that's all correctly checked. Initial line 5,000. Sector on the departure, we've got a little bit of terrain to the northeast. And apart from that, so within 15 miles is 2,800 to the east, and then outside 3,700. So 4,000 initially safe until Pordip, and then we've got 4,400 as a grid altitude to look out for. So, in case of engine failure after V1, continue straight out until 4 miles KBO, then right turn to Vipper, which is there. Engine acceleration 1900. So once the engine is secured, flaps slats up. We'll climb to 4,000 feet, right-hand radar vectors, and we're going to land 3-2 right here in Cologne again. Good. Just going to recheck the ATIS one more time. Yankee 1007 is correct. 3 times. Cool. Right. There we go. Let's get going. Oh, yeah, RTO uncritical, so we'll abort the takeoff for thrust loss, aircraft not controllable, ATC call, and all the cautions warnings coming through the inhibition phase. B4 start checklist. Cockpit prep completed. Signs are on and auto. Fuel quantity 7,600 kilograms. Altimeters 1007 at 240 feet. Check 3 times. That's down to the line. Below the line, windows, doors closed. Let me lock that as well. Hang on. Closed. Beacon is on. Thrust levers. Idle. Parker brake is on.
Stellar approach. Lever controls of VFR kilo routing.
Ooh, VFR. GG. GG.
After low approach, we will leave the CTR via Kilo Delta Alpha XL. Musketeer 291, cross runway 24, continue via Alpha to holding point 32 right, any intersection available.
Musketeer 291, cross runway 24, continue on Alpha, able for Alpha 2.
Roger, then holding point Alpha 2, 32 right.
Okay, Alpha 2 for 32 right.
Cologne. Oh. Wrong button. Sorry, otherwise you're on the joystick here.
Eurowing 7 Charlie Echo, current auto, pushback approved, face off.
Pushback approved, face off. 7 Charlie Echo.
Cologne Bonn Tower, very good day. Hope you're doing good. The Eurowings 7-2 Foxtrot stand Delta 14 requesting push and start, please. Hey, Sim Caesar, how are you doing?
Eurowing 7-2 Foxtrot, current tower. Wow, that's a change. Your pushback approved, face off.
Pushback face south, thank you. Yeah, I had to listen twice to recognize your voice, and I thought, hey, what's he doing in Cologne? But GG.
Imposter. I boycotted Frankfurt, that's what happened.
Ouch. Right, so...
Oh, that's a better hit.
Cologne Tower, you're in 35 Zulu, and
Where's
we can't do the Podic 1 Charlie departure. I can offer you the Podic 8 Bravo departure, if that would be fine.
Roger, when Eurowing 35 Zulu recleared via Podic 8 Bravo departure, flight plan route rest of clearance unchanged.
Brakes are set. You may lift. Parking brakes set.
Hey, Sim Caesar, how are you doing? How was your weekend? Hope nice. And there we go.
Standing by for pushback.
Eurowing 35 Zulu requesting pushback.
Eurowing 35 Zulu pushback approved, face
Cockpit to ground.
correction east.
Go ahead.
Pushback
We are
approved,
cleared for
heading
start and push.
35 Zulu.
Okay.
Musketeer 291 ready for immediate.
Parking brakes
Yep.
are released.
That's clear 291, they are Alpha 2 when 30
Cologne, hey,
degrees,
Grey
32
Goose,
knots,
exactly.
maximum 31 knots, 32 right, clear for takeoff. Bye bye.
32 right, clear for takeoff. Thank you, bye.
And Delta Alpha X-ray traffic information and departing 757-200, expected clearance in 1.5 minutes.
Right, let me
Traffic, Delta Alpha X-ray.
ooh. So, fuel pumps on. AQ bleed is available. Engine start.
Reserve for 1, good evening,
So start.
reference to Krakow, we have information Yankee on board. This is 241 to Dollar, and for Yankee correct, start approved, cleared Krakow, Kumik 1 Charlie, departure, flight plan route, climb 5,000 feet, squawk 1,000. Squawk 1,000, initial climb 5,000 feet, Kumik 1 Charlie, departure, wizard for 24.
Just the main wheels,
241,
Emre.
reback correct.
So the nose
Delta Alpha
gear,
X-ray preceding Vipper departure
if I remember
is now
correctly, the only aircraft that had nose gear brakes, for example, was a 727. So neither 737 nor the A320 series have brake discs at the nose gear, or on the nose gear. Right, start valve is closed, looking good. Engine 1, start.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake. Parking brake set.
SMCs, they had a good
Parking
weekend.
brake set. Lowering aircraft.
That's good to hear.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect. Roger. Good engine start. Clear to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight. Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
He could bypass us, can't he? Hang on. Let me just check something. Ah, no, not really. Okay. Good, so after start flows.
Delta Alpha X-ray, cancelling IFR, flying
Flight controls.
VFR towards the destination.
Full up.
Over
Neutral, full
Delta
left,
Alpha X-ray.
full right, neutral.
Delta Alpha
and
X-ray
rudder,
Alpha
full
cancelled
left,
at
full
412,
right,
leave
neutral.
the airspace Charlie controls.
After that checklist, anti-ice is off. Currently not required. Yeah, ecom status is checked and a trim 25% set 0.
X-ray Alpha cancelled at 410, leave airspace Delta control zone to the Kilo routing.
Thank you much, Adabika, for the shout out.
Delta Alpha X-ray.
Guys, Moto
Control
Suva and
zone
Sim Caesar,
via
both wonderful
Kilo
people.
routing.
They stream
Delta
on
Alpha
Twitch. Make sure to check out that channel. Earring 72 Foxtrot request taxi.
Wing 72 Foxtrot taxi via Mike Yellow Bravo Alpha hold short 24.
Mike Yellow Bravo Alpha hold short 24. Earring 72 Foxtrot. Right, there we go. So we'll check left side clear, right side clear, brakes off. Well, lights on.
And Cologne ground, Eurowings 350 requesting taxi.
Eurowings 350 taxi via Alpha hold short 24.
Taxi via Alpha, hold short 24, Eurowings 350.
One brake check. Brakes are working.
And Eurowings 7 Charlie, Echo request taxi.
Eurowings 7 Charlie Echo, follow the company 321 Christian 320 near in front of you, hold short runway 24.
So this, so we got 3 lines. So we got blue, orange, yellow, and the yellow line. So this would be blue. We didn't get blue. We got the yellow line.
72 Foxtrot at Bravo, give way to opposite company A320 Neo traffic. He will join Alpha in front of you.
That's copied. Bravo. Number 2 behind the company traffic from the right. Eurowings 72 Foxtrot inside. There he is.
Ring 8 Papa Uniform Tower, Info Yankee, startup approved, cleared. Palma de Mallorca via Comic 1 Charlie departure, flight plan route, climb 5,000 feet, squawk 20.
Oh, nice. Lovely shower. Rain shower coming in.
Ring 8 Papa Uniform, reback, correct.
So that was
Delta
just the
Alpha
first.
X-ray, revised QNH 1008.
QNH 1008 Delta Alpha X-ray.
Unix 350, QNH 1008.
1008, 350.
No.
72 Foxtrot, QNH 1008.
1008 copied, 72 Foxtrot. So no,
7 Charlie Echo.
this is
QNH
not beta or anything.
1008.
This is the standard version. I'm not in a, well, I never installed a beta.
724, QNH 1008.
Right.
0.724, QNH 1008.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Wing 75 is ready for taxi.
0.724, give way to
B4,
opposite.
take off
Alpha Neo
checklist.
joining Alpha, follow him, hold short runway 24.
Flight controls checked. Flap setting 1 plus F
airplane
speeds
in,
flex
opening in the
135
front,
136
turning on Alpha
140
towards
flex 55 ECAM or takeoff no blue down to the line.
724, negative, hold short runway 24 and confirm new QNH 1008.
Flight to Amsterdam.
Hold short on runway 24 and...
Yoda is not,
1008,
not giving up that easily.
Unix 350, which intersection are you able?
What's the checklist that I'm using? It's
Intersection Alpha 2.
Unix 350, cross 24 via
private
Alpha,
one.
continue Alpha, Alpha 2, holding
the
point
reason
32
why
right.
I'm using a checklist
Via Alpha.
that we use at my company is the reason, very simply, because I don't want to get myself accustomed to a different checklist, and then when I do fly in real life,
Lufthansa 2 Alpha Bravo, QNH 1008.
actually quote the wrong
pushback proof
checklist.
takeoff.
So that's why I'm using a checklist that I use in real life as well, which I can't publish because it's a real world checklist.
Hearing 72 Foxtrot, same for you, Able Alpha Alpha 2.
It stands Delta 10, information Yankee, request clearance and startup.
Hearing 72 Foxtrot, Able Alpha 2, intersection.
You're 72 Foxtrot, AFM. Yeah, it's fine.
Hearing 72 Foxtrot, taxi via Alpha, Alpha 2, holding point 3 to right, cross 24.
Alpha 2, holding point 3 to right, and we'll cross runway 24, You're 72 Foxtrot. Right, so we're clear to
Hearing
cross.
7 Charlie Echo, cross
And,
24,
so here's
via
Alpha 2.
Alpha 1, holding point 3 to right.
And that will give us another, I would say another 2,500
Hearing
meters.
12 Mike Delta Tower, low in for Zulu.
But what we'll do,
startup
guys, we're
approved,
going to
Zulu,
increase
Comic 1 Charlie
the,
departure, flight plan route, squawk.
or decrease the
1000.
flex temperature to 44, have a bit more thrust.
Clear to Nuremberg via Comic 1 Charlie departure, squawk 1000, and we'll get information Zulu. Eurowings 1.
We are clear to cross, right hand side is clear.
Mike Delta, read back correct.
Current tower, showing up, Eurowings 6 Alpha Juliet, stand Delta.
Left side is clear. Strobe lights
Eurowings
on.
6 Alpha Juliet, hello, pushback approved, face off.
Pushback approved, basic south, Eurowings 6 Alpha Juliet, okay.
Come on. Don't know why the brakes locked up there, that's weird.
That's Eurowings 350, wind 300 degrees 17 knots, via Alpha 2, running 32 right, clear for takeoff, bye.
Clear for takeoff from 32 right. Eurowings 350, danke, schönen Abend.
Quick crossing there.
Ebenso.
I don't know why the aircraft stopped suddenly. Right, crossed, strobes off again.
Visit 241, QNH 1008, pushback approved, face east.
Pressure zero.
Push,
Good, we're ready for departure.
East,
Style up the brightness on this side, terrain is in up, weather radar is in
72
up.
Foxtrot, line up 32 right via Alpha 12.
Just confirm via Alpha 2, line up 3 to right, Eurowings 7 to Foxtrot.
Yep, via Alpha 2.
Right, so line up and wait.
Eurowings 724, cross 24, continue via Alpha, Alpha 1, holding point
Because
32
Alpha 1
right.
2 is in Munich, not here in...
Cross runway 24 and...
Yes, FI, I just realized that. So I was looking around with the mouse, and it does lock up the controls, doesn't it? I noticed it with the nose wheel steering in one instance, and I also noticed it just now with the brakes, yeah. Yes. So if you want a good immersion into the flight sim, I personally do think that you need rudder pedals, yes.
On board, requesting clearance to Palma.
It doesn't have to be the most expensive one. I mean,
72 Foxtrot, wind 30 degrees 17 knots, runway 32 right from Alpha 2, clear for takeoff, bye.
cleared for takeoff out of Alpha 2, runway 32 right, Eurowing 72 Foxtrot. Thanks for the service. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, fantastic. Lovely that he came online here, guys. Big shout out to MCK. Maybe one of my mods can give him a shout out as well.
Eurowing 7 Charlie Echo, you're able Alpha
So
2
there
as
we
well.
go. Below the line, take off runway Alpha 2, 3 to right, and the
Eurowing 7
packs
Charlie
are
Echo,
on engines.
via Alpha 2, line up runway 32 right.
And let's go. Oh. Take off. Manflex 44 SAS runway auto thrust blue. Take a thrust set. 100 knots already.
Able Alpha 2.
Wow, look at that thing go. So much power. V1, rotate.
Eurowing 724, able Alpha 2.
Positive climb.
Eurowing 724 in Alpha 2, hold short 32 right behind departing company 320 near line up 32 right via Alpha 2 and wait behind.
Behind departing company, line up runway 32 right and wait behind.
So passing 2000, we're going to contact next frequency. I'm going to put the autopilot on so that I can
Charlie departure, flight plan, route score 2037 in.
And on the clearance, we got the contact.
1 Charlie departure, initial climb 5,000 feet, squawk
135350.
11.
Right, flaps 1 is selected. We're going to keep that for now. And we're going to go here, have a look for the frequency.
Alpha Bravo, taxi via.
No, 135, 135. There we go. That's now connected. Fantastic. Langen, hello. No, Eurowing 7 to Foxtrot. We're passing 3,300, climbing 5,000.
Eurowing 7 to Foxtrot, Langen identified. Proceed direct Cockpit, climb platform 140.
Climb level 140 inbound to Kubik. Thank you, Lufthansa. Eurowing 7 to Foxtrot. We're flying too much Lufthansa lately, it seems. Right, direct to Kumik. We are above sector. We can accept that. Flap 0. Speed is checked. Flap 0. Direct to Kumik. Now, there's also a waypoint called Kumip. Just make sure that we are proceeding to the right waypoint.
Eurowing 35 Zulu, contact Langen radar 135 650.
Good, flaps are up, 250 knots on the speed.
0, Eurowing 35 Zulu.
Now hang on, what's it doing now? Direct, Kumik, insert. There we go. NAF. And we've got climb out blue 14000. Here comes altimeter standard. This thing climbs so fast. Look at that. Oh, clouds, lovely. I love it. Welcome. How are you doing? Oh, it's still out. Wow, I love that. I love going through the clouds. So cool.
Eurowing 7 Charlie Echo, Langen radar identified. Climb throttle 140.
Beautiful.
Proceed direct Cockpit. Eurowing 7 Charlie Echo, climb level 140.
Well, Frank, no. So if it's a short time through clouds, only for like 2 or 3 seconds, yeah, don't bother with the engine anti-eyes. If it's a longer flight through through clouds, then of course, yeah, you would switch on the engine anti-eyes.
72 Foxtrot, contact Langen radar 123.275 vorbei.
123.275 Eurowing 7 to Foxtrot. Bye. We'll dial it in this way. 123.275. Hey Ignas, how you doing? Nice to see you. Ignace, I was supposed to contact you, right, because of the because of your question. My bad. I need to dial that down, Ignace. Just write that down. I need to contact you.
852, contact Maastricht 132.625. 132.625.
Lovely.
Danke.
Lang radar, good evening. Eurowings, 7 to Foxtrot, passing 120, climbing 140.
Coming 7 to Foxtrot, Langen Hallo identified. Climb flight level. Disregard. Maintain level 14. Correction, climb flight level 200. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Climb level 200, Eurowings 7 to Foxtrot. Right, there we go. First time climb up to 200.
Cleared roll is 3 Alpha, Lufthansa 40 Mike.
And nice to see TCAS traffic on here.
When ready, descend to
and Jeremiah, hey, how you doing?
Itaru, Lufthansa 40 Mike.
Hope you're doing good. So, RATNAV, clear. So there's always a couple things to do passing 10,000 feet. And if you have a co-pilot with you, then, or pilot monitoring, he will do that for you. If you don't, then you have to do all that yourself. Secondary you don't have, so that's done. Seatbelts, it looks nice and quiet. There's no more build-ups, so seatbelts off. There we go.
Ja, ich hab dich gehört. Ich hab gesagt, Standby. Sorry.
Ignace, wonderful, thank you. So, CPDLC. I don't expect him to have... Oh, we do have Echo Delta Golf Kilo. I'm not sure though if it's really worth the time, but we'll try. Echo Delta Golf Kilo.
455, contact München 129.525.
So, connection, notification. Echo Golf. No, Echo Delta Kilo. Echo Delta Golf Kilo.
München 133.525.
Dankeschön.
München 133 decimal 575.
Wow, look at that.
Leipzig 601. Danke, tschüss.
Salad, green salad with pear and roast beef.
Like a radar, hello, easy 1862, passing flight level 301-340.
So it's now...
Thank
thank you much, Mark, for the reminder. Thank you. Let's update that. Emre, how to calculate your takeoff climb gradient? How do we know your aircraft? Well, you need a performance calculator for that, Emre. You can't do it yourself. Hey B, how are you doing? Nice to see you. B asked, hi, ref fix is for the emergency return runway. Yeah, exactly. So whenever I'm using the fix info page on takeoff, that is for the procedure. So I mean, it's not really for the return. It's more for the engine out procedure. While on a secondary flight plan, that's where I put in the return plan. But the Flower Y mod doesn't have it yet.
That should be no problem. But you can, if it helps, you can.
JD will do. It is lekker, yeah, lekker.
Okay, I'll try direct Tickney and let you know. Thanks.
That wing flex, wow. Philip, yeah, we are planning to do this, we'll see, maybe coming weekend. We will see.
When ready, descend to reach flight level 130 at Airline. 7 to Foxtrot, climb level 360.
You're ring 7 to Foxtrot, climb level 360. I was just about to take a bite from the salad. Typical. It's always the same.
Langenräder, good evening.
Right, we have thrust climb up blue 360.
Level 140 with you.
There's Frankfurt, so coming right over Frankfurt. And look at the tailwind. Already 80 knots tailwind. Level 200. Incredible.
And climb flight level 250 for Eurowings 74.
158, contact Langen 13535.
Oh, is it really? So for AMD users, they're drivers now. Okay, nice. Good to know. Zephyr, why is the PSI indicating blinking on the lower ECAM after engine start? Well, that's a an error here in the fly-by-wire mod. In the real aircraft, it wouldn't do that. So whenever you have an amber indication somewhere, then it's an abnormal indication, so there's something wrong with the value. So it's either below or above limits. But that's a fly-by-wire thing. It doesn't happen in real aircraft, at least not normally. Hey Ollie, how you doing? Didn't pilots have to manually calculate thrust reduction for takeoff in the old days? Yes. So the way when I started flying, so my first flights as a first officer a long time ago, that was 1995, we had performance tables. So for the 737 it was in a DIN A5 format. In the 747 we had DIN A4 format, so big pages. So we, for every airport, for every runway, for every flap setting, we had a different table. And then what we had to do is to go into the correct line with the current temperature, and then find out what the flex temperature could be, etc., etc. So it was a tedious amount of work the first officer had to do back then. Yeah, so back then it was a lot of work. These days, with these calculators that you have available, it's become a lot easier.
My radar source 1270, direct pick me help, but I still have to do some troubleshooting. I'm still here, but I gotta switch to text only.
Yep. There we go. Alright.
7 Juliet Lima, contact line is 13565.
Impressive career you have, Mark.
7 Juliet Lima, Langen 13565. Lufthansa 7 Juliet Lima. Turkish 45 Hotel Sierra, contact Langen 13565.
Right, so there we go. Log on accepted because we've passed it over 260, so only above 260 are we able to log on. Normally you would have that indicating here. It would tell you... Oh, yeah, I just wasn't patient enough. So there we go. Current ATC unit is Langen radar. Fantastic. So we are logged on. Very nice. Happy that works here as well now. The reason why I'm happy is because that means more people will use it. And so more ATC stations will use DCP-DLC, and that helps declutter the frequency. Hey Chris Clark, nice to see you as well. Yeah, it's a bit slow start here on YouTube, but again, I'm going to start focusing on making videos again soon. So yeah, I think over time we'll have more viewers again.
12078, Lufthansa 40 Mike, vielen Dank. Lang schon genannt, Lufthansa Papa Charlie 190, climbing 240 bound Pika.
Lufthansa Charlie Langen, hallo, you can contact the Rhein, wenn er ready one. What report of the time?
One great point.
So we should be crossing Frankfurt soon, right? Where is it? Ah, there it is. Look, Frankfurt Airport. Right there. What a beautiful view today. Look at that. Got the moon. The moon. The moon. Can't speak anymore. Yeah, Automarker. So really, you know, people have to kind of subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. So not become a member, right? So it's a different wording. So membership means you are financially supporting. Subscriber is like a follower on Twitch. So Yeah, but once you are a subscriber here on YouTube, then yeah, you can get notifications and so on. Hey, Captain Baby, nice to see you.
A320 India request 1 minute out of cockpit.
Lord, is he dumping fuel? What is he doing there? Lord. Is he like got contrails?
Jo, approved.
Thanks.
That's a good one. Hey, Captain Baby, how are you doing? And Chris, I hope you're doing well. Chris, how's it going with you? Yeah, I know, Chris. You've got a busy schedule, haven't you? And Frank, how are you doing? Daloon.
Easy 8, correct, easy 1862, connect the 9 radar 134, this will 075.
134,
oh, look at that. Yeah. That is so weird. Why do they show contrails? I don't mind the contrails when you're up in cruising level, but this is ridiculous. I actually managed to get the right cruising level today, so 360, so file the correct level. Went bound to Karlsruhe now. Heading nicely southbound. The routing. Oh, there we go. Contact. Rhein Radar 134075. The load button we don't have here. 134. Actually, what we can do though, we can simulate that 134075. There we go. So we can simulate that way. So send, close, and oh, the handover. It could work automatically. Oh, that would be nice. Rhein Radar, Tahti Eurowing 72 Foxtrot, passing 313, climbing 360.
72 Foxtrot, Rhein, hello, identified, stop climb level 330.
No, Eurowing 72 Foxtrot will stop the climb level 330. There we go. So we got 330 vertical speed up blue. So he changed his mind. Hey, flying on rails, how you doing? Oh really? How? Hang on. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure regarding the notifications in the sense of because I did make an announcement this afternoon about today's stream. Have I changed? Have I changed the settings? Let me just check. No.
Rhein Radar, guten Abend, the Eurowing
I don't think
724,
so.
inbound Stinkelsbö, passing flight level 253, climb to 90.
Eurowing 724, Rhein Radar identified, expect level 250 at Dinkelsbö, report ready for descent.
Okay, that is a bit weird.
Expect flight level 250 at Dinkelsbö.
What I can tell you though,
call you for descent, Eurowing 724.
Is on my Discord I'll announce the schedule for the next couple of days, and so I can put the next stream here as well on Nightbots. So next stream will be Wednesday, and that's going to be the 23rd.
Charlie Rhein, hello, identified.
So 23rd February 1800 UTC will be the next stream then. So the reason for our stop climb, we got opposite traffic, so he may not be climbing very fast. So questions, Automarker, regarding the storm over Germany the other day, would you brief your passenger before departure on a flight Frankfurt to Hamburg that you may land back at Frankfurt? No.
Rhein Radar, guten Abend, die Eurowings A320 India, flight level
no,
340 inbound
because a very simple reason is the following, Automarker. If I announce something like that, and then during the flight I change my mind, or Operations Center changes their mind, and then I make an announcement, and then telling them, well, no, sorry, that was just I was just kidding. We're not going back to Frankfurt. We're going to so and so. I don't know. It's, you know, that's just something of the operations. That's just the way it is in aviation.
Correction, you're going 72 Foxtrot, yeah, climb level 350.
Eurowings, 72 Foxtrot, climb level 350. So there we go. So he's got the traffic ahead of me in sight. Obviously, we're going to go vertical speed up blue 350.
Radar Schnaben, the Swiss 1266, flight level 240 at Minga.
So I neither make an announcement.
Radar hello identified, climb level 320.
So I neither make an announcement saying, hey, you know,
we get 5 minutes out of cockpit.
we're going to expect heavy turbulence. So all of these things you don't announce. You don't want to scare anybody. Because you never know. Maybe you don't have turbulence. So there's no point in making people feel uncomfortable. Flying on rails, thank you so much. Thanks for the support. And yeah, I'm going to have to look into that though, flying on rails. Why the notifications are not working as they should on YouTube. Well, Automarker, the thing is this. So if we cannot land at a destination airport, people will be upset anyways, right? Some people will be happy if you return to Frankfurt. Some will be upset because they would rather go to, I don't know, Bremen or Hanover and take a bus or a train or something. So yeah, somebody's always going to be upset about it. And you just have to realize that in a situation like the storm that we had, the situation is very dynamic. So a plan, your plan B taking off, could already be changing, you know, en route to your destination. Yeah, exactly. So you've got to be very careful these things, what you announce to the passengers. You would not lie to them. Don't get me wrong. I would not lie. I would not lie to the passengers. Here's Altstar. But I'm keeping to the facts, so I don't make assumptions. Yeah. So any information that is important, any information I feel is important for the passengers, they will get it. But yeah, no assumptions, no speculation. Right, 350 for now. That's all right. So let's have a look. I'm going to go 350 initially in here, so we get the Alp cruise. Well, not on the Flabber Weimar, doesn't matter. But normally you would do that. Fuel-wise, let's have a look. Just past Karlsruhe. Fuel check that we can do is over. We've got Nator or Nemos. Yeah, we'll do Nator as the first fuel check. Now, what I can also say, Automarker, is the following. So when you have stormy conditions, some passengers will already be a bit worried. So if someone, you know, wants to talk to me, or if I stand at the cockpit door when they board the aircraft, and I have a passenger who asks me, is it bumpy or is it going to be bumpy? Then I'll give them a fair answer. I will say, well, conditions are such and such that yeah, we can expect some turbulence. Yes. All right.
Channel 6 Mike Victor, Posito Reckon, Romeo Kilo November.
Direct to Reckon, Channel 6 Mike Victor.
Charlie, good mark number.
Swiss 1266, back in cockpit.
1266, willkommen zurück. Übrigens 36 Charlie, good mark number.
I'm going to put
Sorry, you
TCAS to below already. Just in case we have a rapid decompression, or we need to descend quickly. That way, already scanned below. Hey DK, how are you doing? Goatfriend, you asked once so what our alternate airports were, but they did not answer that question. Oh really? That's weird. So Goatfriend, if you would ask me, I would give an honest answer. So let's say, for example, we fly Frankfurt-Hamburg and the alternate is Frankfurt, and you ask me, what's that alternate airport? Then I will tell you, currently, we are planning with Frankfurt. I would tell you that, sure. Right, tell you a story, real world story, so story time again. Oh, Amsterdam. Where? So, 737, long time ago, we had a afternoon rotation. We were supposed to fly Berlin, Düsseldorf, back to Berlin, and then again Düsseldorf, Berlin. So it was 4 legs, 4 sectors out of Berlin, and the evening we would return to Berlin. We had a technical issue on the first flight, meaning we had a battery charger problem, so we could not depart. Battery charger means no-go if that's broken. So we had to have maintenance. They had to bring in a spare part from Frankfurt, and so the first 2 flights were cancelled, and it took a long time for the aircraft to be fixed. Right, tag to Olben. Olben. Insert. Direct Olben.
Contact München on 132.550, Eurowing 724, danke für den Service, ciao. Ciao.
Just waiting for the confirmation that the controller received my response. So, then we had a lot of delays. So the second flight that was supposed to leave, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, was delayed. And it was delayed to a point where we would be able to land in Düsseldorf, but because of the curfew at 10 p.m, so you can land until 11 p.m. in Düsseldorf, but you're not allowed to take off past 10 p.m. in the evening. So the aircraft and the crew would be stuck in Düsseldorf overnight, which is obviously a nuisance because the aircraft will be needed in Berlin again for the next morning. Right. So I got a call from Ops Center saying, "Captain, my captain, you will do the following." So you know, I've talked about how we flight crews get a flight order. So Operations Center will always tell us where to fly to, right? Monitor Unicom 22.8 send. There we go. So I can't freely choose where I'm flying to unless it's like an emergency or we can't land due to weather and so etc. So we have to deviate from the flight plan. Otherwise, we have to follow the instructions or follow the flight order that we've been given. All right. So I get a call from Ops Center, and they say to me, "Right, Captain, you are going to fly from Berlin. You're going to take off. So your flight plan is going to remain Berlin, Düsseldorf, but you will do an in-flight diversion to Cologne." So my response was, right, it sounds you know, fascinating, but why am I doing that? Hey Harry, how are you doing? So operations center said, well, if you fly to Düsseldorf, you will not be able to depart again, and then you'll be stuck in Düsseldorf for the night. And I said, okay. And then I said, well, what about the passengers? And operations said, well, we're going to organize a bus transfer from Cologne to Düsseldorf. Now, Cologne isn't that far away from Düsseldorf, so it's not really, you know, something really major upsetting for the passengers. So I thought, okay, it would be a fair deal. However, my wish was then to inform the passengers once they've boarded that I would tell them, so that if any passengers then say no, if I have to do that, then I'll deboard, then I'll stay in Berlin, right? And of course it will cause more delay because we have to offload their luggage. But I said I'm going to tell the passengers, okay, so what's going to happen if I make an announcement during the flight and say to passengers, well, we can't land, oh, that's nice turbulence, we can't land in Düsseldorf, we have to divert to Cologne. Well, passengers are going to ask why, because they know the weather in Düsseldorf is fine, night curfew is no factor, so why are we not landing in Düsseldorf? So I would have to, you know, invent something or lie about the true reasons, or I would tell them the truth and say, well, because operationally we won't be able to depart again, blah blah blah. So, you know, I would have several options, but I thought the safe or the fairest deal would be that I would tell the passengers. And the reason why I wanted to do that was because some of the passengers, or most of the passengers, actually waited for about 8 hours at the airport to fly to Düsseldorf with us. So it wouldn't be fair on them for them to wait so long, then take off knowing that we're not going to fly to Düsseldorf, we're going to actually fly to Cologne, but we're only going to tell them once we're airborne. Alright, that just did not sound like a fair deal to me. Now, operations was not happy about my announcement on that. They said, well, then going to have people deboarding. I said, well, yeah. Right, and then it's going to have a bit more delay. That's just the way it is. Right? It's not going to be an hour delay, it'll be 20 minutes, you know, 30 minutes delay, but that's just the way it is. Well, yeah, Audomarker, but we didn't know how long the repair was going to take. Hey Christian, how you doing? That's the thing with, you know, these technical issues with repairs. You can make estimates, but if then, you know, there's more problems trying to repair the thing, then yeah, it just takes longer. Now, here comes the funny part. While I was talking to Operations Center, the ramp agent was standing there, and I didn't see him, so he was actually listening to my conversation with Operations Center. So he picked up the message that I'm not going to fly to Düsseldorf, I'm going to fly to Cologne. So he calls up the gate for whatever reason. I don't know why he called up the gate, but he called the gate and told the gate clerk, hey, you know what, I just heard they're not going to fly to Düsseldorf, they're going to fly to Cologne. Right? And so the clerk at the gate obviously then said, what, Cologne? No, why? They're not flying to Düsseldorf, they're flying to Cologne. Right, so like 20 people standing ready for boarding, they could hear that. Right? Now, I didn't know that was going on. Right? But the passengers started boarding, and the first couple of passengers already asked that, hey, I just heard you're flying to Cologne, is that true? And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I thought, who told you? And so I looked at the ramp agent, and he kind of ducked away, and I thought, you little weasel, you seriously? Like, it's none of your business, right? Right, damage done. Now, in the meantime, I got a phone call from Ops Center again, and they said, Right, forget...
You've got to be kidding
Yeah, exactly.
me.
So forget the plan regarding Cologne. The reason is station in Düsseldorf is not able to organize buses at this time of the day. So since they couldn't organize buses to bring the passengers to Cologne to Düsseldorf, they then changed again the order, and for us to fly to Düsseldorf. And so we were stuck overnight in Düsseldorf, but we have a hotel, etc. So that's not a problem. But right, so believe it or not, about 20 people asked me when they boarded, is it true that we're flying to Cologne? And I said, look, please take your seats. I'll make an announcement. So I remember this one so vividly because I was then standing in the cabin making the announcement to the passengers. And I said, hey, first of all, I do apologize. Oh, wow, just turbulence there. No, forget that. Right, sorry. Remain seated with the seatbelts fastened. Microsoft, GG. Right, so I made an announcement and I said, my dear passengers, I've heard there are rumors. So first I said, first of all, big apologies for the delay, and I explained technical issue, blah, blah, blah. I thanked them for their patience. And then I said, and now I've heard there were rumors apparently that we're flying to Cologne. But let me tell you this, you have my word, you have my promise and my word. My crew and myself will bring you safely, not on time, but safely to Düsseldorf. And the whole aircraft just went wild and applauded. I will never forget that. Because it's so funny how quickly these rumors spread throughout the whole aircraft. Right? You can't keep that secret. So Alpha, no, they were all happy that we finally, I said, you have my word, my crew, myself, exactly, big applause. You have my word, right, that we're going to bring you safely to Düsseldorf. Yeah, these stories sometimes, yeah, it's interesting. So sometimes, yeah, you have some interesting operational consequences that you're faced with as a captain. So especially during these extreme weather situations, like stormy weather or you know, snowfall, you know, with huge delays, that can definitely cause these changes in the flight plans. Let's try again. Wow, 100 and how much? 106 knots of wind. Blimey. That is a lot. Right, I was going to do a fuel check, wasn't I? Nemos. Right, Nemos is our fuel checkpoint. So we departed, how many minutes ago? We departed at around about 49. So 7:49. Is when we departed. So we're supposed to be here at 28. So 08:28. And we're supposed to have 4 tons of fuel plus the 800 kilograms. So 4.8 is the minimum fuel value we're supposed to have here, according to the flight plan. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more. So I've used the latest fly-by-wire mod sim brief profile, which gives us an average fuel flow of -10. No, sorry, is it minus or plus? Can't remember. But I've used the sim brief profile, the official one from fly-by-wire, and for some reason, I've messed up the flight plan. For some reason, it just does not have the right fuel values than doing flight. Lido pilot. Flying in real life Friday, Genoa, Frankfurt, Marseille, CRJ900, 320neo. Nice. Oh, nice. Make some pictures, Lido pilot. Have a good flight. Hope the weather is nice. Extend over the Alps. Should be beautiful. Indian Virtual Aviation. So how do you handle this kind of situation? Anytime packs show anger directly on captain of the flight. Okay, so here's the deal. So when you're a passenger on my aircraft, there's a couple of things that I can tell you. One, I'll do my very, very best, including my crew, to bring you to your destination as safely as possible and as on time as possible. All right? If there's any deviations, I will honestly tell you. I will make announcements and I will honestly tell you. However, if a passenger then becomes aggressive towards my crew and my crew is briefed, so when I do my crew briefings, I will tell them that if you have a aggressive passenger, let me know about it. And especially on the ground, I will deal with it. All right? So especially when you have these really bad situations where you have lots of delay, I will be there. I'll be available in the cabin, or I will make an announcement and I will say, again, I'll apologize for the delay and thank them for the patience. And I will say, if there's any of you that have questions or would like to have a personal word with myself, you are invited to come to the front galley, and I will personally talk to you. All right, that's the offer I'm making. If that's not enough, if you decide as a passenger to become aggressive against my crew or myself, well, you're going to be having a bad day, let's put it this way, because I'm not going to put up with that. So that's the answer to your question. How do I deal with these issues? Thank you much for subscribing. So Rasesh, thank you much. Welcome. Oh yeah, worst case, if the passenger do not behave as they should, well, then they're gonna be off the plane for sure. Yeah, exactly, Altabico. I'm gonna send my mods the banhammer. Yeah, Lilo Pilot, I hope so too, yeah. And Pumpkin King Gaming, hello to you, welcome. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, thanks for the subscriptions, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining the community here. Very nice of you. Those new to the channel, welcome first of all, but may I ask something of you? If you have a question, put exclamation mark ask and then your question behind that, because if you do that, it'll be saved on a different page for me, and that way I'm not going to miss your question. United, one of the worst situations I think can happen is when passengers turn against each other. Can cause chaos in the cabin. Yes. Now, United, you know that better than I do because you worked as a cabin crew as well. Now, the cabin crew has special training regarding de-escalation. Right? So, cabin crew are very empathetic, is that the word in English? And of course they've been trained in de-escalation methods. Luca, hey, how you doing? So I know if they cannot deal with a passenger, so if the passenger has reached a level of aggression where the cabin crew's training does not help anymore, then it's my time to jump in. Now, of course, during the flight, the cockpit door is closed. I cannot open the cockpit door during the flight, so I can't go to the passenger cabin in flight. Right, for safety reasons, security reasons, I can't do that. However, there are obviously letters that are handed out to the passengers, so that the aggressive passenger, which will make clear of the consequences their action, if they don't calm down, could have. Right, diversion. Right, we could land somewhere in between and throw them out, have them handed over to police, and that's going to cost a lot of money. So that's an option that we have. And also, if we fly to the destination, yeah, we'll have police ready to pick up the passenger. So there are some real consequences to that. Yes, I am a real pilot. Yes, I am indeed. Hey, Solowings, bonjour, monsieur. Just to restart my stream deck. It's not working anymore. Why not? Just trying to command here. Hope that works. Yeah. Right. Fuel 5.3. So it's got what 500 kilograms more than expected, and we are on time. So the next one will be here at Incus. Incus is 48 minutes after departure. Looking good, and we're supposed to have 3.7, 4.5 tons of fuel. Yeah, we're well above that. Right, so please do me a favor, don't write in a foreign language, so English or... Yeah, so English, that's it on this channel, please. We're going to have to delete any messages in a foreign language. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got to go to Rome then. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so Indy builds London Heathrow. I think Chewy showcased that. Well, all right, Toto. Then black box speech is also fine. Ethan, I'm not enclosing what airline I'm flying for. That is private. Sorry. Worker says yes. I am planning to a let's say a bi-weekly or yeah, so every second week or something, a German live stream. Yeah, but it's not going to be like a regular weekly thing, I don't think. Motosuva, I know all airlines are different, etc., but what are the actual chances of being able to get into the flight deck after you land? Well, it's no problem. So Motosuva, during the boarding, yeah, just ask nicely what the cabin crews, and they will normally ask me, and then I'll say, yeah, send them in. So I've definitely, or during boarding, if I have a passenger during boarding asking, hey, is it okay to just quickly have a look at the flight deck, have a quick chat with the captain? Yeah, sure, I'm up for that. It's just during the flight, you can't do that. You're scared to ask? No, don't be. No, ask a Lee, for example, or MCK. They will tell you that it's perfectly... yeah, exactly. Can I land it? No. Denied. Laranja, so if you ask me, you know, you come to the flight deck on the ground, and you would say, hey, Captain, is it okay to take a picture of the cockpit? I would say, yeah, sure. Yeah, just don't take a picture of me. That's the only thing that I'll be requesting. Hey, Indian Virtual Aviation, take care. Yeah, have a safe week. Good night to you. Happy landings as well. Yeah, thank you. Oh, really? So she started a timer, MCK. So 60 seconds, and exactly 60 seconds you had to leave the cockpit. Lol. What's my favorite plane? That's a good question, Ethan. You mean in flight sims or real world? I used to ask for the flight plan. Yeah, nice. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, FCAM. Yeah. Why not? You know, you can ask that for sure. Yeah. So real aircraft. Now, okay, let's put it this way. There is some really interesting aircraft. So the ones I've been flying. So I've been flying the 737, the 747, and the A320 series. Of those three, my favorite aircraft was actually the 747. That was the one that fascinated me most. However, if I then consider all the aircraft that have been available in the past and that are flying, then I would possibly say that I would have loved to fly the 727. I really love just the look of the 727, the sound. I would have loved to have flown the 727. These days, I don't know. It's the shape of the aircraft have become very nice, very elegant. The Embraer 190. I knew that was going to come up, Yorda. I knew you were going to post that. Yeah, so it's a 787-900 or 787-9. Looks nice, I think. I think it has lovely proportions with the wing sweep and so on. I really like it. However, yesterday I watched the Netflix documentary about the 737 MAX or Boeing itself, and boy, that was shocking. That was shocking to watch. We're not going to go into discussion, guys, because it'll be very heated. So we're not going to go into discussion there. But yeah, sad to see a company that was so nicely organized and people loved to work there. There was a fantastic culture of people able to report problems, issues, and so on. And so from that documentary, the moment that they joined up with McDonnell Douglas, it became more a profit-driven company. So share price became extremely important. Blah blah blah. We're not going to go into that, but it's a shame. It's a shame the direction, the path it has taken for sure. And of course, the fact that through those changes and the way the responsible people behaved, people lost their lives. Having said that, that's all we're going to say about this right now. But yeah, that was it. That was an interesting documentary. I can definitely recommend watching that, because that should be treated as a lesson on how not to run a company. I'm not saying Airbus is any better. That's not what I'm saying.
Loader 2159 Marseille, bonsoir, you are identified.
So does he have SEPA DLC?
Control rolling 1890.
Oh, it does.
Nice. Bonjour, you are identified.
I love this. Another station with SEPA DLC. Marseille, bonsoir. Eurowings 72 Foxtrot, level 350.
Eurowings 72 Foxtrot, Marseille, bonsoir, identified. Proceed direct to VATIR.
Direct VATIR, merci beaucoup. Eurowings 72 Foxtrot. Lovely, direct VATIR. There it is. Normally I would select a beam points, but you can't do that here.
Next 99000 Marseille, bonsoir. I do not cover Geneva. You can remain on Unicom 122. It's here.
MCK, it's so frightening to go to flight deck with a person. A flight crew just want you to piss off and sit down, but then the crews are open and friendly. But MCK, but how often does it happen? That
72 Foxtrot, say your Mach number, please.
Eurowing 72 Foxtrot, Mach 0.78, well, 0.79 at the moment.
Roger.
Wow, so fast. I'm not sure why.
Waiting 1890, 78, please.
We've got so much tailwind. and cost next 15.
1890,
It's an unusually high.
78.
That's because indicated airspeed there. That's why.
T159 climb for flight level 350.
Yeah, it's going to log on. So ATC com connection notification Lima Foxtrot X-ray X-ray. Send. Right, so.
Air France 5487 direct Neras.
Direct Neras, Air France 5487.
Yeah, regarding those discussions regarding you know, the low-cost airlines, etc. I think safety-wise, unless you have an airline repetitively being in the news for having issues, safety issues, then you should listen up and maybe avoid those companies. Otherwise, authorities will normally make sure that the airlines adhere to, you know, the minimum amount of safety levels, and so I don't think they're unsafe. But I think something to consider is the way they treat their staff. So maybe that's something to consider. But of course, major thing is safety, right? Exact doppelganger. It was a true chat. Yeah. Of course. 50% amazing and 50% me. Okay, well that's a bad quote. I mean, I would have hoped to say, like, you know, 75 good and 25 bad or something, but 50-50, that's a pretty bad quote. Hey MEN, wie geht's dir? Nice to see you. Hyper Emirate, hello, and Neil, hello to you as well. Right. Have you ever set windmill as your call sign by accident? No. No. So when I'm working, there's just no, you know, there's just no way that I would misspell my call sign. Yeah, DK yesterday. Yeah, I watched the on Netflix. Yeah, that Downfall it's called. Let me say that I was very touched by the families of the victims, the things they have to go through in life. Really, really sad. That is something really, really sad. Christian, I can just imagine the look on the first officer's face if I ever did that. He would be like, "What did you say? Windmill? What?" Hey Rolf, nice to see you. Yeah, greetings back to Switzerland. But is it, you still have snow, don't you? Or is it more like raining at the moment? Where are we? We are currently... Oh, already close to Marseille. Beautiful. Here's Marseille, right over it. Then past Girona. There's Barcelona. Aïe, 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 caramba.
54-87, demande d'autorisation de descendre niveau.
Time flies. It's already been flying for an hour.
54-87, descend du niveau 180.
Rain at the moment, but snow in the night maybe.
Niveau 180.
In Cap Bebe, it's raining. Oh, that's... We have had no snow whatsoever this winter. It's so weird to have not a single day where you have, you know, a lot of snow and the snow just remains on the ground for a couple of days. Haven't had that for ages.
Negative. We chose a higher
Roger, you southbound, I need an flight level 2 between 37 and 29.
We'll take 370 here.
Lovely. Provence.
Roger, descend flight level 370 direct to Vatir.
Well, but Cap Bebe, you have very high mountains, and surely higher up you have some snow, right? Really? You had decent snowfall in Birmingham? Are you kidding me? Oh, we expect 1 meter of snow in the 4 Alps. What? 1 meter? Blimey.
54-87, continue à descendre vers le niveau 140.
Descendons niveau 140, Air France 54-87.
Wow. That's a lot. That's normal? Not for me. If we had 1 meter snow here in northern Germany, life would come to a standstill. It would come to a complete standstill. We would be snowed in. There's no way that we could cope with 1 meter of snow. Yeah, the French language, yeah, very, very elegant, I think, yeah. But if I had, so if somebody forced me to learn another language, I would learn Italian. Italian language is so full of temperament, and you have to speak it with your hands as well. You cannot just simply speak Italian without moving your hands. Oh yeah, me too. Cucumber bush, yeah, me too. I did not like it in school, no.
Delta Airfield 159 no flight issue available motor Unicom 122 Simonic. Have a good evening.
Bonsoir. Luigi. Yeah, exactly. MCK, yeah, no, I mean German is very difficult to learn. I still can't speak it properly. Yeah, but Lobos Nero, do you speak all 3 languages? Well, I mean, I would assume. German is a science, it is. It really is. Cucumber Bush, my brother's married to a Swiss woman, and my brother can actually talk Schweizerdeutsch. It's so funny listening to them talk. Frank, you speak French and Italian. Lovely, lovely. That's a great combination. Oh, really? In the Swiss military, we meet up All together, okay. And Lobos Nero, you speak Italian and German. Lovely. German is very hard to learn. Yeah, I agree. It is. Oh, lovely. Whoop. That's an interesting view. Right, lovely. Just leave the coastline. There's Marseille Airport behind us. Lovely, really love it. FCK. Oh yeah, definitely. There's different slangs or dialects. Same Germany. If you learn German, trust me, if you learn German and you go to Bavaria and you speak to a true Bavarian, you will not understand a single word. I'm German. If I go to Bavaria and speak to a true Bavarian, I do not understand a single word. I would say if the English is probably the same.
1890
Be careful.
Collection 77 or less.
No harm, MAN. It's all good. You know what I mean, right? Eli, greetings. Oh, I love, yeah, the Portuguese language I do like as well. They have a very nice kind of a mixture of these yeah, the way they pronounce words. I love that mixture. The thing is though, so writing, the problem is not many Germans, North Germans, speak Plattdeutsch. So while Bavarian, obviously, it's normal in Bavaria. Voyager. No, I'm not going to touch that subject, all right? Because I can only lose. I can only lose in these discussions. Arthur Biko, you know, when I went to Mallorca with my wife and my daughters about, was it 5-6 years ago? I think about 6 years ago. I actually learned, again, some Spanish, so that I could order food, order the bill, etc., etc. And so we went to a lovely, lovely restaurant, nice and posh. And so the waitress, it was a waiter. The waiter came over, and so I ordered in Spanish. You know what the reply was? Sie können auch Deutsch bestellen. So he said, you can order in German language. I thought, how rude. I mean, like, my daughters, they had a fit. They were laughing so hard. And I thought, how rude. I am really seriously trying to speak Spanish, and all you are able to tell me is that I can order in German language. Like, why? What's the point? Yeah. I mean, like, exactly, like, come on, give me a break, right? Little Pilot, you speak French, Arabic, Italian, and English. Wow, hats off. 4 languages. GG. I admire people that speak so many different languages. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, you know, I don't go to Italy and then say La Cuenta. Grazie. Right? So, I know it's like Il Conto. It happened to you in the middle of Greece, or... Vocustos, you had the same similar order, my very much below average Spanish on Mallorca, and then the waitress replied, no Spanish, only German or English. Lol. And you ordered in English. GG. No tip. Well, I mean, yeah, I do still. I did give that waiter a tip. Yeah, I do. John's like, okay, exactly. MAN, you experienced something interesting too. Was out eating with an Italian colleague in the Lido di Jesolo, Italy. He was asking the waiter for an English menu. Guess what? Only German. What, really? Well, that's a bit strange, isn't it? Only German menu. Avenger Ryan, one of the big compliments of foreigners trying to learn Dutch is that Dutch tend to automatically switch to English. Oh yeah. Yeah, Avenger, I guess that's, you know, in their upbringing. So yeah, English is their second language for sure. I actually do like the Dutch language as well. I think Dutch language, if you want to flirt, I think Dutch language is really good, especially when you talk to German girls. If you have a Dutch accent. Oh, MCK, but at least in Germany, I got the impression that the ladies love it. Lol, Yoda. Of course it's easy for you. Sim Caesar's taking notes. Lol. Right, leaving airspace, monitor Unicom. Merci beaucoup, au revoir. Eurowings 7 to Foxtrot.
Au revoir.
Dear, oh dear. How do we get to these discussions? Rodi Carral, yeah. He would have been 80 or something, 85. Yeah, there was a program the other day here in television. You know, actually, you know Rudi Carrell. I wouldn't say I've known him, but he was at the same golf course that I used to golf, and I actually saw him several times there. Lovely chap, really lovely chap. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, not quite the right topic for us here. Yeah, it doesn't it? I know, yeah. Pavarotti, I had him on board. I had a 310 on board to Beijing when I was flying a 747 back then, long time ago. Yeah. Exactly. Here it's only about yeah, jet fuel. Just need to quickly write a letter to my daughter. Right. So, questions before we get the weather info. If you click into the fuel prediction page, does it change your destination EFB? Let's have a look. Here in the, you mean in the, so fuel prediction. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. It does indeed, yeah. Almost time to see Mallorca. Not quite yet, no. We've still got a bit to go. So Beam Lunik is where we're going to see Mallorca. So there's Mallorca. Hey Jakob, how you doing? Or Jacob, hello to you. But we shall get some weather data. Let's try. So MCU, Atsu, AOC menu. Let's get the weather for Mallorca and oh, it's already in there. Tis.
Welling 1890 for Euro Wing 72 Foxtrot.
72 Foxtrot, go ahead.
Please confirm your speed, sir, so I'm sure that we are going the right way together.
Currently, we have a ground speed of 550 knots, 550 knots, and Mach 0.78.
Mach 0.78, thank you very much.
Yeah, one thing regarding so speed info on VATSIM, I don't know, because people have different flight simulators, they use different weather programs. So quite often, even if you're doing Mach 0.78, you may have a different ground speed. So I always tend to say, quote the ground speed as well, so that they have a reference. Received messages. Meta. Let's print it out. Once again, big shout out to Kontoauszug, who made this beautiful livery. I'm going to be off until March. So this month I'm completely off work. So we have Palma, variable 2 knots, cavalcade 14 degrees. And Kinetras 1023. Shall we do config 3? Let's try that. Let's have some fun. Config 3. Yaroslav, hey, welcome. So Palma de Mallorca, 24 left, has 3,000 meter runway, and normally we don't have to brake very hard. So we land 24 left. Parking is somewhere in here normally. So Sierra 1 or Sierra 2. Sierra 2 would be best. So either auto brake low or even auto brake off is fine. Let me select low initially, then kick the brakes out if we see braking too heavily. minimums is Cat 1 240. Might as well check the... Yeah, MCK, fantastic. So let's check the routing here. We're going to fly the arrival to Papa via Cap de Pera. So here's Cap de Pera, then it's going to be via Bavum, correct. Intercept the ILS. Obumu is the initial approach fix here, or initial fix. Sorry, oops, that's rudder pedals. Intermediate fix actually. And then the descent point at 7.5 from the ILS. We have a profile of down 3 degrees. And minimum is set to 40 to 240 is set. And the missed approach will take us runway heading to 420 feet, left turn, but not before the radial 143 out of, sorry, 193 out of Joa, max speed 185, and then we follow re-intercept 193 outbound, climbing to 3,000 feet, contact ATC. Fairly straightforward. Good. Non-urgent. Copied. Fuel. We have currently 4.1 tons min diversion fuel for Ibiza. Oh yeah, Ibiza, that's the weather I want to see as well. Let's just have a look here. Ibiza, Cabo K, 12 degrees, yeah, all fine. So that's a valid alternate airport. Min diversion is 1.1 and 1, so 2.1 ton is the min diversion fuel. If I look at the EFOP, so we have at least 1 ton of extra fuel. So in case of missed approach, just going to rejoin the pattern and try a second landing. There's the Spanish coastline there. Beautiful. So the Lunik to Papa arrival has a speed restriction here. Lunik above level 100. And let's have a look at the total track mileage. Oh, there we go. There's Mallorca. There's Menorca. Hang on. Sorry, there's Menorca. Look at that. Beautiful. There's Mallorca. So let's go. Progress page. Let's put the runway identifier in here. 73 miles, but that's straight line distance. So I'm going to stick to the arrival routing. Let's go down level 100. So we got thrust idle, open descent, out blue 100. Yes, just some scenery. Yeah, Jonas, yeah, exactly. How common are flap 3 landings in real life? Well, I mean, there are airlines that will have their pilots trained to use flap 3 whenever possible. There's other airlines that will say flap 3 only if you have a long landing distance. So whenever you need you know, more braking, it doesn't make sense to use flap 3 and have a high approach speed. So there's always several factors that go into that decision if you want to do a flap 3 or not. Tailwind, flap 3 tailwind with a neo, horrible. Don't do it. What salad were Kirsten? It was a green salad with pear and roast beef. Really nice. Let's tricks a little bit. Let's go. Can still do a bit more until 20 miles distance. But yeah, we are a bit higher. So now, as always, this is for demonstration. You guys remember what to do? If you're far away from the airport, you're high in the profile, you can do the following. Increase the indicated airspeed. If you don't have any restrictions regarding speed, then that causes... Thank you, Yoda. Very nice of you. I was just saying, when you're far away from the airport, you can increase your indicated airspeed, cause more drag. So higher airspeed causes more drag on the airframe. So foam drag. Then that way you have a higher descent rate. Now also then of course it increases your ground speed, so you're moving faster towards your destination. So yeah, once you don't have that option anymore, like now we have to slow down to 250. Well, now comes the time to use the speed brakes. No, all good, all good, all good. So we have about, how many miles? 60 miles, 18,000 feet is what we're supposed to have. Just a little bit high, just a tad, not much, not really. Oh yeah. No, oh, I was just saying no clouds, only very few clouds around. The trolley is banging in the cockpit door. Our nacelle chines actually. Oh, hang on. What? Nacelle what? What's chines? Never heard that one before. Right, Cap de Pera up ahead. The airport is somewhere over here. Oh yeah. You mean these? Is it well? It would anything. If anything, it would not be MEL. It would be CDL. So configuration deviation list. I would say it's not going to be an MEL item, but maybe Yoda knows more about that. Now, these things, I would say aerodynamically, they are important. If they weren't important, they wouldn't be there. So, good question. I would need to check the books Flying upside down. Yeah, but the passengers don't approve of that, Paul. Hey, JSnap, how are you doing? Vortex generators. JSnap, big thank you for your quick reply regarding Lee. Thank you so much for that. He's really, really happy. He's looking forward to flying with me. Cheers, cheers, cheers. So, 41 miles to go. Darn, we're still really high. Good lord. Right. More tricks of the trade. Man your flight, get the speed brakes out fully. MCK, yes. Mallorca traffic, Eurowing 72 Foxtrot is about 35 miles out to the east, and we're going to be flying the 24 left approach in Mallorca. Sorry, here we come. Oh, this bird does not want to descend 30 miles. Jesus. I fear we're gonna have to do a 360. I don't think we're gonna be able to pull this off. Not with this descent rate, no. Well, Paul, that's a good question. Do you fly gliders, Paul? Because normally people that fly glider planes ask me that. You do not want to slip an airliner. So the reason being is that if you slip an airliner, hang on, where's my viewpoint? There we go. You may, I'm not saying that that happens all the time, but if you slip the aircraft, i.e. use the rudder to point the nose in a different direction, you could actually shadow the engine intakes from the slipstream, from the airstream. At least that's what I've been told. So you're risking a engine stall if you're not careful with that. Oh my god, now I've got to do a 360 here. And Mallorca traffic, Eurowing 72 Foxtrot for sightseeing purposes, proceeding a...
That's how pros...
Just doing a left 360 orbit prior to Bavum. It's not a lie, we are doing some sightseeing, guys. We are doing... Look at the beautiful scenery here. For those that haven't been to Mallorca, look at that. I mean,
yeah, right.
Right, we've got traffic climbing above us, no factor 10 miles out. Cabin is now descending 600 feet per minute, trying to catch up with the profile. We are 20 miles out. So after our 360, we will need to be more in the region of 6,000 feet. Still pushing it. Blimey. Alright, activate approach phase. I did not think we're going to be that high in the profile. But it's worth it, isn't it? I mean, come on, look at that. My favorite beach is up here near Alcudia. There's Alcudia. That beach part here is the best. No factor is a common wording when talking about the traffic. Yes. So no, we would say no factor, so that the other pilot you know, can check for himself or herself to make sure that they agree with that call out, no factor. Rising, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, actually, we're not doing badly. I think that's fine. 10 miles to Bavum. That's a 20. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we're good now. Speed brake's half. Yeah, I'll remain manual flight because weather is beautiful. Feel like hand flying the plane for now. Mallorca traffic, Eurowing 7 to Foxtrot is turning towards Bavum, flying the 24 left in Mallorca. So, we're descending 3000, 1023. 1023. Have the speed, a bit fast, 1023. 1023. Is checked. No, it's mostly high setting, Maximilian. I personally, unless you are like, you know, a content creator trying to make some really fancy videos for YouTube or something, I don't see, or maybe you're doing VFR, you know, flying low level, then crank it up to ultra by all means, but, you know, flying an airliner, I just don't see the reason why you should crank everything up to ultra. This sim looks fantastic in high settings. You don't need to go. Oops, there we go. So start slowing down, turning final. My favorite flight sim. Ooh, again, that's again one of those topics that I would say I don't have a single favorite flight sim. Every flight sim has its pros and its cons. So I love X-Plane. I do like Microsoft regarding scenery-wise. At the moment, we're still missing some good airliners here in Microsoft, although the fly-by-wire mod has come a long way, so don't get me wrong. But very much looking forward to the 737 and the Mad Dog, so the Mad Dog X. Right, speed brakes in. Flaps 1, speed is checked, flaps 1. Wouldn't be an engine stall that bad. I mean, you have slipped. No, so Paul, you try to avoid an engine stall by all means. Engine stall is not really something you want to have in a jet. Also, the thing is this, so Paul, think of the passengers. Imagine right at the end of the aircraft, the accelerations the passengers will have when you slip an aircraft. Ooh, they're not going to be happy with that. Trust me. Hey, Nick, how you doing? Nice to see you, Nick. Maximilian, I use a 2K monitor at the moment. 2K. "12 knots crosswind from the right." Here comes the glide slope. So 3000 is round about 9 miles. That looks
2,500.
Let's check. That looks like the right glide slope. Flaps 2, speed is checked. Flaps 2. Missed approach, altitude 3,000 feet is set. Down we go. Wow, heavy snowfall, 20 knots gusting 30 with low visibility. Good God. Negative, I mean, you had a quite a severe winter, didn't you? Very cold, now lots of snow.
2,500.
Yes, I do. So Sal, there are videos on my channel here regarding managed mode, selected modes. Yeah, I've done so many videos. So there we go. So Toto would agree with me here. So he says compressor stalls are very no bueno. There we go. It's expensive. Gears coming down, flaps 3, final setting, cabin.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Ah, beautiful. Look at the scenery, loving it. Right, let's go. Landing checklist, ECAMIMO landing, no blue. Mallorca traffic, Eurowing 73 Foxtrot, sorry, 72 Foxtrot, 5 miles, 24 left in Mallorca. It should not be an issue because other traffic will be departing 24 right. So I'll be very surprised to see any aircraft on the left runway.
1,000.
Tim, very nicely. We even use CPDLC. The flight model, I would be lying if I was saying I noticed something, you know, really different to previously. But flying-wise, I would say the fly-by-wire mod is actually doing very nicely. So it's responsive, but not, you know, not overdoing it. One hour, 42 minutes after takeoff, short final. Hello, thank you. And of course, when you're flying to Mallorca, you are definitely very much looking forward to doing a greaser, because you know that you have less business passenger, more tourists, and they will judge the complete flight regarding the touchdown.
100 above.
Or regards to the touchdown. So yeah, you want to make sure that you don't slam it.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Come on. Ah, the last brake was just a little bit too tentative.
Now that's how pros do it.
Didn't like that. So we got spoilers, decel. Do we get reverse here? Hang on. Where's my reverser? There we go. Idle reverse. Reverse closing. Nope. Come on. Reverse closing. So the automatic low was actually really good for that Sierra 2. Bone King. Well, I would assume so as well. That you know, that they are happy getting here safely for sure. But Well, you know, Tim, so what I should really do is the following. I should really stick to one aircraft. And I would think that if I stick to one aircraft type in the flight sims, then my landing, my touchdowns would become better. Oh, what I could do is flare, you know, flare the aircraft and not care about the touchdown zone, really. So we're going to park somewhere on this side. So let's taxi here. APU on. No. Oh, it's bright outside. Blimey. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, again. Here comes the APU. Hey, Brennell, nice, just in time. Yeah, we're getting ready for the second flight, the Cessna 172. Lovely new addition in X-Plane. Oh yeah, Toto, have you seen the Airfoil Labs C172? The reason why I'm thinking of you, Toto, is because I've seen that they have some features that I haven't seen anywhere else apart from your aircraft. So failures, bird strike, for example, and also the menu regarding engine parameters, etc., etc. So that looks a lot like your input. So what I really want to ask, Toto, is if you had any work for them. Oh, that doesn't work. Now let's go a bit more.
Good night, black box.
Good night too. Who says good night? Lilo Pilot, take care. Have a great time. Maybe see you on Wednesday. APU bleed on. Shut down engines. Yeah, Toto. Now I'm a big fan, of course, of your aircraft. Regarding you know, these extra features, which you would not have to put in, but for people eager to learn more about the systems and so on, it's a brilliant addition to flight sims, and I'm honestly loving that stuff. So in the Cessna now as well, even though it's a lot more basic than your aircraft, I love the idea that you actually can have a look at the engine parameters, and there's other things as well you can have a look at. Really nice. Right, so parking checklist, that should be off anyways. That there. Parking, APU bleed is on, yellow ilic pump is off. We have the engines off, seatbelts off. And parking brake currently on. Radar, flicked wind shear is off. Error or Erge, how you doing? Kim Pong. Why did I leave Twitch? Because I have personal issues with Twitch. So my relationship with Twitch, in many aspects, wasn't really that good. So I don't know. I just don't put up with that kind of behavior. So I know that not everybody's happy about it, but yeah, I just don't want to put up with that stuff anymore. I'm just gonna have a look at the scenery here. How come I can't move here? What's happening? Ah, there we go. So this part of the airport I really like. I know this part parking lot or parking building very well because they have the rent-a-cars down here, rental services. One thing I'm a bit disappointed about is this part. So the texturing on the gate positions is a bit meh. They could have done a bit more on that, but well, actually, you have to go a bit closer, then it's all right, I guess. That's fine, not too bad. So for JustSim, not bad at all. Just out of curiosity, let's go nighttime. Yeah, it's a shame that they only texture the outside. So would have loved to have, you know, part of the interior been modeled. That would have been great. But yeah, I mean, lovely. That does look nice. Just memes. Nice. Cool. We are going to have a little break, guys. That's the thing with YouTube. So if I switch simulators, you know, so it's going to completely change the topic, really. So we're going from, you know, airliner, IFR, we're going to go to single prop VFR. We're going to fly from Goodyear to Sedona. Lovely, lovely routing. We've got orthos in the X-plane for that, so that should look very, very nice. I'll be on VATSIM for that flight as well, so if you would like to join the flight, Goodyear to Sedona, go ahead. No, Contesting, no, I have had no issues, no. Once again, thank you very much for making it. Yeah, I've not noticed anything unusual. It's a VFR routing, so MCK, I'll show you that on Sky Vector. It's a VFR flight. No, from Attaya to Sedona. Lol, now I get it. No, Goodyear Airport. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end the stream. Give me 10-15 minutes. I'll start the next stream because I also have to get rid of the flight stick. I'm going to use the yoke with the Bravo throttle quadrant. Very much looking forward to it. All right. So thanks for joining. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes.